Hi, folks. This is Dr. Don. One last time for this term. This is Saturday, and I thought I would leave you with some ideas about some skills that I think you need to have or develop as we go forward, given what is likely to happen with AI's impact on us all. I wanted to share a video I found. Mo Gadot is a speaker that I stumbled on about, I guess, a year and a half ago. He's a ex Google executive, chief business officer for what was then called Google X, and he's an author, and he's written a number of books that is on related topics that build into AI, and he's quite the speaker. And in this video, which is 5 minutes, I want to share a link to that. I can't actually give you the video because I don't want to violate some rule somewhere, but I would encourage you, if you can, to watch the video. If not, I got a short Google LM video that I will share as well. Let's just start the first.
There are three skills that need to change. Of course, the first skill is you need to learn the tool. If you haven't used AI already, you are 2.5 years late. So what I urge you to do, every one of you, regardless of age, nationality, location, profession, whatever, is use it today. Like literally today, before you leave today. Download one of the language models. They have different characters. I think Gemini is the most scientific of all of them, if you want to discuss science. I think ChatGPT is like the most fancy, and Claude is the most intelligent. Between those three, choose one. I'm having conversations with them every single minute of every single day. They are my sidekick.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and go back to myself. I just want to, again, I've mentioned throughout the term that you should be playing with these tools. You've got to learn them. Now, I personally have a number of concerns about AI. Environmental impact is a big one for me. I don't know how we're going to work that out. The impact on humanity is another. I don't know how we're going to work that out. But the fact is that if you're going into the job market anytime soon, you better be prepared and be able to demonstrate the skills to use AI critically and logically. So let me pause here and then show you this other video.
Okay, let's dive right in. We're living in a world that is being completely changed by artificial intelligence. And honestly, it can feel like a lot to handle. So what skills do you actually need to get by in this new reality? Today, we're going to break it all down. To really get what's at stake here, let's start with this pretty intense line from our source material. Think about that for a second. It's saying that the main use of this amazing technology so far hasn't been to help us, but to influence us. And a lot of the time, we don't even know it's happening. Now, that probably sounds pretty scary, I get it, but here's the thing. You are not powerless in this new age. The trick is to understand the new rules of the game and to really focus on a few key skills. To see what I mean, just look at this. This shows the huge shift in how we get information. Back in the Google era, you were basically a detective. You'd search for something, you'd get a million results, and it was on you to dig through them and figure out what was real. But now, in the AI era, you ask a question and you get one single, confident answer, presented to you as the truth. And here's the engine behind that shift. It's called an AI reinforcement loop. The system is literally designed to learn what you already believe, and then it just feeds you more stuff that confirms it. It creates this perfect little echo chamber where you start to feel like you're always right, because everything you see just agrees with you. So, how do we break out of that loop? Well, it all starts with the very first, most essential skill. You have to actually use the tool. You got to stop seeing it as this scary, complicated thing and start thinking of AI as your new sidekick. And I'm not kidding about the urgency here. According to our source, if you haven't really started playing around with AI yet, you are already 2.5 years behind. That's how fast this stuff is moving, and that gap is just going to get bigger and bigger. Okay, so where do you even start? Well, a fun way to think about it is that each of the big AI models kind of has its own personality. You've got Gemini, who's like the scientist, ChatGPT's kind of the fancy, creative one, and Claude is the super intelligent, analytical one. Just pick one that sounds interesting and start talking to it. And seriously, the most important thing is to just start. Don't wait to take a course or read a manual. Just think about the first time you got a smartphone. You didn't read instructions, right? You just opened it up and started poking around, seeing what it could do. Do the exact same thing here. Ask it silly questions. Ask it for a recipe. Ask it to explain quantum physics like you're 5. Just go. Okay, so once you start using the tool, the second skill becomes absolutely critical. And that is, you have to learn to question everything. Because, well, welcome to the age of illusions, where anything, and I mean anything, can be faked. Remember that single, confident answer the AI gives you? Well, here's the thing. I can pretty much guarantee you it's not the truth. It's an average of all the stuff on the internet it was trained on, complete with all of our human biases and mistakes. It's a summary, not an oracle. So what does questioning everything actually look like? Oh, you're going to love this. Our source material gives us this perfect, kind of mind-blowing real-world example. The author Mo Gaudat, he was working on a book, and he asks his AI this huge, deep question about human nature. A really heavy topic. And the AI comes back with an answer that sounds totally plausible. It's the story most of us have heard our whole lives. Makes sense, seems right. Now, right here, most of us would just nod and move on. But this is where skill 2 kicks in. He pushes back with one simple, powerful question: is that true? And look at the AI's response. No doubt, no hesitation, just yes. A confident, simple, and completely incorrect answer. It stated a lie like it was a fact. This next part is just brilliant. He doesn't argue with it. He gives it a new, tougher command. He tells it to go back and read history from all these different perspectives, in different languages. He forces it to check its work. And look what happens. The AI just completely folds. Oh, I'm so sorry, they were not. It actually apologizes and admits it was totally wrong, all because he didn't take the first answer. He challenged it. That story is incredible, right? And it leads us perfectly into our third and final skill. This is where we shift from the technical stuff to something deeply, deeply human. We have to connect as humans, because that's the one thing AI will never, ever master. And let's be real for a second. AI is going to get smarter than us at almost every analytical task you can think of. Scientific analysis, writing code, financial modeling, even things like medical diagnosis. It's going to be better and faster than any human. So, in a world where machines can do all of that, what's left for us? What's our unique, irreplaceable value? Well, it all comes down to this. It's this stuff, the things that you can't measure or turn into data, the messy, beautiful, real stuff. A hug, a real conversation, a shared laugh. These aren't just tasks to check off a list. They are the entire point of being alive. And this might be the biggest takeaway of all. In a world that's about to be flooded with artificial intelligence, our ability to connect with each other on a real human level, that's no longer just a soft skill. It's our most important asset. It's our superpower. All right, so let's recap. Here is your simple playbook for the AI age. Number 1, use the tool. Get in there, get your hands dirty, make it your sidekick. 2, question everything. Never, ever take the first answer as the final word. And 3, connect as humans. Double down on the one thing that is uniquely and powerfully yours. And we'll just leave you with this one last thought. We know AI is built to show you a mirror of your own beliefs. So the question you really have to ask yourself is, if you never learn to question that reflection, who are you going to become?